Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and we're here at Virtuoso Travel Week with Virtuoso Chairman and CEO Matthew Upchurch, and we're going to find out exactly what happened here over the past week, and because we're almost done with it, and we're going to talk a little bit about the impact of Virtuoso Travel Week. Now, Matthew, you've really grown this organization and this particular meeting. And so what is the impact now of Virtuoso Travel Week on your organization?
Well, obviously we have another record this year, and I think the impact is almost immeasurable because we obviously have some hard numbers about the number of appointments, some of the business that's done here that we estimate at least $500 million, directly correlated a year. But really, the impact is anecdotal from what everybody talks about, and just the relationships that are built here, the new advisors, all those things. Those interactions really carry people through here, and I'm amazed. I mean, these used to be all for the veterans, the new entrants.
You got about 1,000 new people here.
Well, we've had 1,000 new advisors in the last year alone. Right. So. I think it's literally, you can't even really measure it. The impact is so big, and those one-on-ones, these relationships, really do make a difference in the way that these advisors are able to do the experiences. And I think it's proven. I mean, I hear walking the corridors. I mean, this is the largest concentration of luxury general managers anywhere in the world in one place.
I think it might be the largest concentration of general managers, period, even maybe bigger than ILTM, but it's pretty impressive, that's sure.
It is. Well, we're at nearly 6,000 people, so.
Yeah, now, this year you have three different opportunities to network. You have your famous or infamous, depending on your point of view, 4-minute meetings, which is speed dating for luxury travel. You have more extensive 10-minute meetings, and something new, Globetrotters, which is your communities of like-minded agents and suppliers. Talk a little about how that evolved and what you did this year differently.
Yeah. Well, also, first of all, we've been evolving. When I started, next year will be 30 years that I started. We started this with 98 people at the Brazilian court in Palm Beach.
I think I got to it at about 500, but you finally had 500, but now we're at 5,600, so it's a little different.
Well, and we started with 20-minute matched appointments.
Right.
I mean, so 1988, 20-minute matched appointments, and we've continued to evolve, right? And then we went to 10 minutes, and then we went to 5 minutes, then we went to 4. Then we came back last year, and we made the adjustment to have the afternoons being the matched appointments, the 10 minutes and the 4-minute appointments. Right. We had vast globetrotting, which was the different pavilions.
Yeah, that's Virtuoso Active and Specialty Travel that I used to enjoy coming into on a Saturday afternoon. Right. It was great.
Well, and by the way, our biggest arrival date used to be Sunday here, and now it's Friday, but what we did is we took that same concept of vast globetrotting, and now it's community globetrotting. So we had adventure travel, we had family travel, we had wellness, and we had cruise. We're getting rave reviews on that. So I've been asked that question throughout. We read every single score, every single every single comment, and then we're able to come through and keep adjusting. So I think I think what's so powerful about the scale of this thing is that we're now, and the amount of space that we have, I think that we're actually able to do things now that apply and are good for different types of businesses. So for example, yes, we have the 4-minute tracks, right, the speed dating, but we also have the cruise cafe, which is hugely.
Which actually is I love the cruise cafe.
So there's so much going on. So just to give you not only do we have all these appointments, but 3 years ago, we started having MGM quantify the number of individual events going on.
Outside of the official events, right?
Outside of the appointments and the big dinners and that stuff. So we're talking about hospitality suites, restaurant takeovers, poolside, cabana gatherings. I mean, everything you could think of. 792 separate tracked events. And those are just the MGM ones. So there's probably at least 20% more than that. So that means that people are already breaking up into kind of communities, right? They're already kind of doing those things. So that's very, very powerful.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is we have, as you said, over 5,600 attendees here. It's up significantly. When does this thing get too big for you? I mean, is there a limit to this? I mean, is there something where you're going to have to sort of cut it off, or are we just going to keep adding hotels? I don't know.
Well, I mean, first of all, our members ask us that. I've had to answer that question for 30 1 years. And, the answer I gave in Symposium was, we will quit growing when we can no longer find people that believe what we believe and share our values. The world is growing. I mean, you look at the WTTC numbers, you got to continue to grow to stay relevant to the marketplace. But you've got to make sure that it's connected to, the type of business and the type of model that you like. So for me, last year was the first year that we went full campus wide. So
with the 3 hotels.
Right. So last year we were 75% of the appointments were Bellagio, 25% at Aria. This year, we're actually 400 and some odd people more than last year, but this year we have 50% here, 50% at Aria, and actually people are reporting that it feels less crowded, right? That it's because of the distribution. But what that scale does is it enables us to create these different experiences. And I think the evolution of Virtuoso Week, which is already naturally happening, is kind of like neighborhoods and specialization. The 4-minute appointments are really valuable for a very large core of who's here, which are the hotels. Because with the hotels, it's not about, you can't be here unless you're Virtuoso. So you're not here to teach me, are you quality, et cetera. It's all about the personal contact. Sure. It's knowing the GM. It's knowing the sales manager. Globetrotting was a little bit more about education.
Those are like sort of 8-minute sets, mini seminars,
exactly.
really. Right?
Exactly. So really, the beauty of it is because it's so big, we're actually able to filter. I mean, we had a Tourism New Zealand, for example, was doing a lunch that, we expended the lunchtime to a full 2 hours. Well, that wasn't just so it's free time. It's so that people could really do things. Yesterday I went to the Africa lunch, right? It was amazing. But just to show you the power of the scale, Tourism New Zealand was having a lunch. They had 100 seats or maybe 150 seats. They had 400 people wait list.
Wow.
So it enables people to go to different destination things and whatever. So the variety that's here, and that allows you as an advisor to basically come here and map out a strategy. So this year I may want to go learn about Africa, right. Do this, do that. So it allows for you to customize your experience.
Yeah, and do you think at some point you're going to have to give up on those 4-minute meetings because it's just going to get too unwieldy?
We always have everything on the table. So whether or not those appointments, I think it's going to have to do, my best guess right now is that I think those 4 minutes are really, really impactful for the hotels. What we do with our on-sites, what we do, a lot of cruise lines already pulled out of 4 minutes and do the cruise cafe. So, I'm not ready to say the 4 minutes is out yet, but on the other hand, I think we are where we are because we're always willing to put, and we score every meeting and we read every comment and we evolve. And actually I'm incredibly proud of the massive change. If you look at the complexity of this thing and how many moving pieces it is amazing. So I don't know for sure, but we will continue to evolve.
Yeah. Now, about 5 years ago, you sort of said we're going to rename it as Virtuoso Travel Week, or Virtuoso Week, and you said this would try to become the fashion week of the luxury travel industry. Do you think you're there yet?
I tell you what, I'm pretty proud of where we've come from. You have Sarah Jessica Parker, we had Rachel Hunter, we have nearly 80 media from 8 countries. So there's definitely just this exponential growth in this being an event that is creating worldwide buzz, trends. Like I said, you look at who's here. One of the things that we do here is we have. I remember when many years ago when we started seeing GMs come here, right? And we were so like, wow, this is really cool. And now there's so many of them. Well, now, about 3 years ago, Jessica and I started a proprietors brunch where literally it's the owners, not even the GMs, but the actual owners. And that brunch literally doubled in size. And you have, just amazing people here. So I do think that the impact from a press perspective, from a trends perspective, has certainly gone a long way towards that.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of CEOs, a lot of presidents and chairmen now attend this. It's probably the highest level conference that I've been to recently. And it's like, years ago, you remember the old Astas, and that used to be one, but now you're it. So congratulations on Virtuoso Travel Week this year. I would say we're looking forward to better and bigger, but it gets pretty big right now, I tell you that. And Matthew, thanks very much for inviting me, and it's been a great conference.
Thank you very much.
I am James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report.